one of my bottom strengths, something it's not something I'm not good at, it's something that de-energizes me, is futuristic, thinking about how the future. And so if I start, my husband loves to talk about things that are going to happen in the future, and I can do it for time, but at the end, I'm like, I need a nap. You've totally zapped my entire energy out. So it's finding that balance of learning what makes you tick and do that in a positive way that brings you energy. She went in for her job review, and they said, they were talking to her about being very slow in her decisions. And she's like, actually, I am really slow in making decisions. And the reason is I have this superpower and it is guiding me so that when I make a decision, I have already made sure that it is the best decision for the company and it actually saves you time and money. And here's how I can show you. And they looked at it and they were like, wow, that is true. And she left with a 7% raise.
Hey there, I'm Kaylin Wood, and this is Money Matters for Moms, the show where busy moms turn overwhelm into abundance. Each week we'll talk side hustles, saving hacks, wealth tips, and some energy tips to help make it all stick. Real tools for real financial freedom. No ramen required. Hi, I'm Kaylin Wood, holistic finance coach. I help busy moms learn to spend intentionally so they can live the abundant life now and save for a beautiful future. And I am here today with the wonderful Shannon Fox. Shannon is an advancement career coach who helps working moms to leverage their natural strengths to get their dream job, raise, or promotion. Shannon knows all too well the emotional and physical toll that a demanding career can take, especially when it comes at the cost of family time. She's committed to helping working moms achieve a fulfilling career without missing out on those irreplaceable moments with their loved ones. What a fantastic thing. So tell me a little bit more about you. How did you start into this career?
So I started learning more about myself. I wanted to feel empowered because I was stuck at doing the same old thing. And I just realized like my life just didn't have a lot of meaning to it. And so it all comes back down to learning how unique I was and how special I was and getting that back, because I think sometimes as moms, we lose sight of who we are as a human because while we're raising kids in that stage. And so I had worked previously to motherhood, and I really miss that. I really miss making more of a financial impact in my home and just having something of my own. And so I started learning about my natural strengths, and it changed not only my job, it changed my relationships with my husband, with my friends, and even with my kids. And so it's been just such a great journey.
So when you say you started learning about your natural strengths, what do you mean by that?
So every person is born with inside of them, it's their unique way of how they operate. And so I base a lot of mine off the Clifton Strength Finders. And so there's 34 of those strengths. And there's not been one person that has ever walked, and I think it's going to take a billion years to be able to have someone in the exact same order for every strength. So it just shows your unique I call them the superpowers. It's what makes us approach everything with joy and not get de-energized when we're living in the top of those and those top strengths that we have.
So tell me, what kind of strengths are you talking about? I mean, the Clifton strengths are the pieces that you work with, or?
Yes. So there's what I call our mastery zones. There's 4 of those mastery zones, and each strength kind of falls in one of those. And these mastery zones and these strength superpowers, what I'll call superpowers, they are you're kind of like, it's the way you do things that energizes you. So for example, my number one strength is woo. I love to win people over. I can find strangers and I will literally just walk up to them and have a conversation, and they become my new best friend. But one of my bottom strengths, it's not something I'm not good at, it's something that de-energizes me, is futuristic, thinking about the future. And so if I start, my husband loves to talk about things that are going to happen in the future. And at the end, I'm like, I need a nap. You've totally zapped my entire energy out. So it's finding that balance of learning what makes you tick and do that in a positive way that brings you energy. And you can learn to take those bottom strengths and actually move them up into those top strengths. Take that bottom superpower and I actually make it a positive one, and so that it energizes me. So I bring energy to everything I do, and it's a joy. Like I can be happy about doing everything.
Okay. And so how do you use those strengths to help moms increase their earning potential?
So I feel that when you know those strengths, that you can then bring them in because you know what you're really good at in your career. And so you're not going to sit there and beg for any job, because maybe this job, when you need that, you need a job, but if you look at the skill set for this, you're like, that just doesn't feel right. If you decided to take that job and settle, then you're going to be very unhappy. But this job over here that has those skills and things that you really enjoy, like for me, going and talking to strangers, that I love to do that. So I need a job where I get to go and meet people and talk to people. Communication is also a top strength. So I need to go talk and meet people every single day. If you wanted me to sit in a cubicle and do numbers, I would not do very well at that job. Like that is just not me. I like numbers. I just need to make sure that I'm going to have conversations with people all the time. Like I have no problem picking up the phone and calling people random times. I'll just go hug random people in the store. So I feel like when you know that for your career, that it guides you and it empowers you to make those decisions from a positive place, not a place of desperation, so that you can then advance your career because you know exactly what you need to do that energizes you. And when you bring that energy and that skill set in there, it will help you propel in your career.
Because you're more happy in the work that
Yeah.
you're doing. And so you're going to be doing a better job at it because
Yeah,
you look
you're
forward to it.
happier and you know what you're doing. Like I had a client, and she went in for her job review, and they said, they were talking to her about being very slow in her decisions, and she's like, actually I am really slow in making decisions, and the reason is I have this superpower, and it is guiding me so that when I make a decision, I have already made sure that it is the best decision for the company, and it actually saves you time and money. And here's how I can show you. And they looked at it and they were like, wow, that is true. And she left with a 7% raise out of
Wow.
that review because she had gone in there confident, knowing what she had to offer. Like, I'm an includer. I can take this bigger position because I'm going to include people. She had the confidence to know what skill sets were needed for that job and how she could bring that to them. And in return, they recognized it and were able to promote her and got a raise out of it.
That is brilliant.
And I love watching and helping people do that.
So if you could encapsulate everything into one thing, what would be the one thing that you would like our audience to know?
That you are uniquely made. There is not one other person in the world that has ever been here or ever will be that can be you. So go out and be yourself.
So can you tell us about your free gift?
Yes. So my free gift is the Empower Your Career Guide. And it is a PDF that walks you through to learn how it goes into detail more on these mastery zones. And because that's the start of learning about your superpowers, kind of learning the way you like to do things. Do you like to move people forward? Do you like to make sure things are done the right way? Do you like to think, create, or learn? Do you like to connect with people? All of that, it all starts there. And so then from there, in there, you kind of can see where you are. And then it gives you kind of what I call a game plan to know how to approach your day with your family and even your job and career so that you are doing things that bring you joy And then that can lead into my quiz, which actually helps define and make sure you really are in that correct mastery zone.
Got it. And how does that help working moms specifically?
So those working moms will, with this PDF and with this quiz, they get more guidance on exactly how they operate. So they know what type of things that they can bring to the workplace and help get that work family balance and still have joy. Like folding the laundry is boring, but you can bring joy to it if you're doing it in a way that honors those desires that you have. And I would guess that there are probably most everybody has something that's not fun and mundane at every one of their jobs. But if you know your superpowers and you know how all that works, then you can go in there and you're going to have a different attitude and you're going to go in there with positive and bring joy. And that's going to reflect on everybody and your boss is going to notice.
So, what's the first step a reader should do after going through your guide?
After the guide, they should definitely take the quiz because that quiz will then help confirm what they read through and make sure that they know their mastery zone so that then they're approaching life and work and all aspects with the correct mastery zone in mind.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for helping our audience get in touch with their inner superpowers. What a great thing.
Thank you for having me.
It's been fun talking with you. Thanks for tuning in to Money Matters for Moms. I hope today's episode left you inspired to take one little step forward. Check out the resources in the show notes and share this with another mom who's ready to thrive. You've got this, because abundance is easier than you might think.